ready, Michelle?
I'm never ready.
Michelle?
Because I forgot.
Oh, that's a lie. You do.
She forgot that piece.
Michelle, you're not allowed to forget anything. No, you're not.
I am still allowed.
You're not allowed to forget anything.
I'm 45. I'm allowed.
You're not allowed.
Did you just do, what did you do?
I'm going to our thing.
I typed it in. That way you just pull it up.
It did not pull up.
Doing it right. Do it right. No. Those blinds are going to bother me. Hello, mother.
Hello.
We got to get a new stand because this one's all screwed up. Excuse me.
Ah, there we go. Ha.
There we go.
I'm finding you.
Oh,
There we go. Okay, we're turning down the TV because I don't know how loud you had the TV.
the 20.
Why would you do that? Okay, now it's down. It's muted. I can't hear myself and get distracted.
It's funny though
That I get distracted? No, it's not funny.
that we hear ourselves. This is so delayed. Hi, folks.
Hi. Oh my gosh.
What?
Look at how musty and stale the house is.
Yeah, it's an oldie but beauty.
We're gonna open more windows.
Let the light in.
Sorry.
No, I didn't let the light in at all. I finally got a live notice.
Yay! Yes.
Was it Thomas that told you the live notice, or was it?
Hi.
It just popped out. Hi.
Yeah,
About
it has
time.
been a minute.
So we have not been able to do podcasts because this one here got a promotion. So we got to figure out the days we're doing this. So I'm off on Saturday, so we decided to do one because she was off at 4. No YouTube. then Thomas, okay. And then so we got to figure out the next time that we're gonna do one. So we're gonna try and plan these better.
My schedule is a little bit all over the place. I don't have a set schedule because I help manage the front end.
So yeah.
Okay, so
it's good to see you all on here and finally getting. It was so lonely not having Thomas.
Yeah, when we did the
three
tea
of you on
times,
here, we're like, he's like, "Where's Thomas and Angela? Where'd everybody go?"
Yeah,
and we know it's a time difference, so it's like 6:40 something.
Yeah,
and so it's like 4 something there or 5 something.
It's 4:51 because my computer has not updated to the new time zone.
So we're trying to also set times to it because I still do in-home. Over at OPD, I have 9 to 6 on the days that I drive and 8 to 5 on the days that I don't, which is Monday and Thursday. So trying to, you were getting notices until after it posted?
Huh.
Oh, you weren't getting notices until after it posted. Well, that's weird. That's weird. You've said
weird.
that's happened before too, that it wouldn't tell you that we were going live.
Yeah. So what we did the tea times where we showed the house.
Yes.
There is a couple of like newer updates to the home. We're gonna paint the podcast, the editing podcast room.
So since now everybody's getting a notice that we're live and going live, the next time we have a day off together, I think you have a Wednesday coming up soon.
I think I do.
A few Wednesdays or something, like it's a couple Wednesdays away. So on that day, we will make sure we don't have anything outside the home to do. We can do a podcast, and then we can also show the paint colors.
She says it looks like shit.
It does look like crap.
Yeah.
It does look like, but the purple and the green are pretty. I like the purple and I like the green. I say paint the room green and paint the door purple.
I'm not painting the door purple. The purple color is going to be for the laundry room because Justin doesn't want the purple in his room because it's not dark enough.
Yeah, like his soul. But we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to. So I mean, the house is pretty much we're settled in it.
Yeah, we
We're finally
finally.
settled. All my books are on the
Yeah,
shelves.
all of the
I
books are
have
no longer
one,
on the
two,
shelves,
3, 4, 5 bookshelves right now, holding all of my books.
and I have one.
And she's got two. You got the one over. She has 2 bookshelves. You have that one, and then you have that one. Just put the movies away.
We just got some blackout curtains for here because we have the bay window, which is huge. It was causing our electricity bill to be super high because it was heating up the house really fast.
Yeah. So all day today, since I've been off, not opened the curtains at all. And I have finished now all of Interview with the Vampire. I just have to wait for season 3 to come out next year on Netflix. And I finished the first season of Outlander: Blood of My Blood. Now, for those who don't know, I hesitated. Abigail can tell you, I hesitated.
I was there when she watched it. I got spoiled for the ending of Outlander.
Every time I would get
that I'm planning on getting some window vinyl for the glass.
Yes.
We already have some. I don't know if anyone.
That's the oven for the pizza.
There was an ugly window I pointed out because previous homeowners just decided to put boards over it for whatever reason, like angled boards. And it's become a den of like spider webs and old wasps' nest. And I hate looking at it. It gives me anxiety because I feel like there's bugs in there still. And there are bugs. I've seen spiders crawling in it. So I put some vinyl on it to make it look
and the vinyl
less intimidating.
The vinyl is pretty. She had to redo it a couple of times because it kept falling off. But I finished up. I hesitated to watch Outlander even after we moved here. I didn't watch it for the longest time because I knew it was ending, and it is one of my favorite shows, and I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful love story, and I don't say that discreetly about shows. This is just something that I fell in love with the show thanks to, again, Miss Hazen, who was my reading teacher in college, told me about it.
Don't you dare.
But yeah, she was getting spoilers every time I got on Instagram or Facebook. I would scroll past it because I would actually stay off of Facebook and Instagram because I didn't want to see spoilers. So her and John were home when I was on the last episode. I was like finishing. I was like, all right, let's do this.
I knew what happened, and
I had to pull the Band-Aid off just to get it to do it. And
yeah, I had to do a soaking wet cloth and just soak the window.
Because it was very hard because every episode or every season you always have the main characters that do pass and that do die, and I've cried every single season. She can verify that too. This time it hit hard, and I always say I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I cry that way about a character. But her and Jonna always say it's because you connected to that character per se. Well, I connected with Claire and more Jamie than Claire. But whenever, spoiler alert for people that haven't watched it, when the gun went off, I'm like, okay, who did that hit? And then all of a sudden you just see the main character, Jamie, kind of like turn for a second, look down, and then Claire's down the hill and she clutches her chest. And then I'm sitting there like, okay, what the hell just happened? And then it shows him spitting out blood. Oh, I lost it. I lost my shit. I cried just as hard as I did when I watched Iron Man die. It was bad.
I did use Windex for the bathroom one and it fell apart. I think because it gets too humid in the bathroom.
So I found out at our store, there is like spray that you can use to put the vinyl. It was over in the curtains. I just didn't point it out to you because I know you didn't want to spend any more money.
And we about to redo our floor because somebody, not gonna say anybody in particular,
I'm sorry,
left us a leaking dishwasher, which completely damaged the floor. And we get a new floor.
Just under that spot though.
Yeah, but we get to redo all the tiles. I have talked Justin into doing all of the tiling for the kitchen.
So there might be a DIY.
I get to choose.
Yes. So she's excited about getting that done so she can have a working dishwasher instead of trying to do a sink and
hand wash all my dishes.
Yeah, hand wash all the dishes.
Because you can ask her. I use scalding hot water
Yeah.
to do all of my dishes. She has put her hand under it when I've been washing, and she goes, "Ooh, yeah, I
It's hot
do."
water.
It's
hot.
very
And I've been using scalding hot water to make sure it gets clean when I'm doing the dishes as well. So little dishes that were in there, I did them today. So
because
yeah,
we have to do them
pretty much every
every
day
time we use them. We have to do them.
until we get the dishwasher. The floor gets fixed and the dishwasher gets put back in. Then our next step is gutters. Helping get the not excited about that, but helping. Oh, and so everybody that I has a heads up. I think I've posted it on only on Instagram and only on the Facebook page for J.A.M. I didn't put it on my personal Facebook page. I did do a GoFundMe to kind of help raise money to at least try and get something to help towards gutters. So I mean, if that falls through and nothing happens with it, I'm gonna take it down and delete it.
Yeah.
Because it shows 3 people have looked at it, 2 people, no, 2 views and 3 shares or some crap like that. So it is what it is. If not, I mean, we're gonna help them get started with getting the gutters taken care of. But right now, the biggest thing is the floor.
Because it got mold.
Yeah, and it was growing mushrooms.
I hate it.
And not the edible kind.
It makes me feel icky.
So.
I don't know. I just got a thing when there's something growing, it makes me feel like it's dirty and I have been preventing myself from getting on my hands and knees and deep cleaning that kitchen. Like, you can ask her. I already cleaned this house top to bottom, spit spam clean once a week.
Yep.
Move the furniture, everything like that. I cause myself to flare up because I clean so heavily.
Yes.
Every single time I clean.
She doesn't split it up between her days off.
Yeah.
She should do the bottom floor on one day and then the top floor on another and be good.
No. I must do it together.
Yep.
I must be in the right mindset.
And then speaking of health issues, I finally have a primary doctor. John and I both do. It's the same doctor. He went in more in depth with myself than he did with John. And John's like, well, you didn't do that with me. I'm like, because I'm a woman and I have more going on than you. And so
also, she hasn't been to a doctor in a long time, so he needs more information on her.
Yep. So pretty much I'm healthy. I literally am healthy. My kidneys, my liver, everything is functioning well. But I have an iron deficiency. I am anemic, so I have to start taking iron pills starting tomorrow. And I had to buy a bottle of stool softener pills because they can constipate you. So yeah, so pretty much. And then this one over here just needs a full-on damn knee replacement.
I got told I'm tough by the doctor.
Yeah.
She was pressing on my kneecap to see like if she could feel the grinding. She was pressing on my kneecap. And she she was like, okay, where do you feel the pain? And I'm like, the sides. And she like presses, and I'm like, ooh, that kind of hurts. It was like a 5 when she was pressing on him, and then she pressed on my kneecap, and she was like, what's this at? And I was like, 1 or 2, and she goes, well, you're tough. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a compliment or if I have a really high pain tolerance or something. But yeah, it's bone on bone. The arthritis is kind of now spread to all aspects of my knee. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be much worse. It is not, thank goodness. Bless you.
Prune juice if you like it. Welcome to the club, prune juice. You know, I like prunes. I eat raisins.
Prune
I eat juice. I ain't drinking that shit.
It helps you shit.
I'm all right. He said that my colon and my liver is cleaning out all the toxins on its own.
Okay.
Hey, he said that. One bite of a juicy, fat, greasy burger, and I'm in the bathroom within 2 seconds. No, I know. They just said to take that. I don't know if I could do prune juice. I know they come in small bottles.
Yeah.
I'm not or I could just drink Dr. Pepper. That's made with prune juice.
So this is going to be our first case in the new house.
Yes.
It's not going to be a tea time. We did talk about the Rex Hummerman. So if you guys saw the Rex Hummerman case,
just a little update.
Woo! Glad he's rotting in jail. It's the least he deserves.
And his wife still needs help.
Wife most certainly needs help.
She is weird. Oh, and we might take you. Oh, excuse me. We might take you along.
long drive.
Yep, for a drive to one place. And then I think
Because literally 15 minutes from where we live right now, a serial killer used to live.
Yep.
I did the whole map stock. It's 15 minutes from us. And I'm not.
Oh, you drink it with your iron pill?
Ah.
Because the pharmacist at our store, he was telling me I could go with a slow iron. Look at my face when I'm like looking at that. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Watch how my reaction is. Because I see my face. Because I was like, I'm trying to read it. It's like, good God. The reaction of I just love it. It's hilarious.
But yeah, we live like 15 minutes away from where a serial killer used to live. The home, I will say, is no longer standing. Park City, the city where he lived, did not want what was happening. Remember, if at the Ed Gein case, I mentioned that Ed Gein's tombstone started getting taken, and part of the reason I say that Ed Gein's home things were not being taken from the Ed Gein home is because the home burned down.
Rightfully
Right?
so.
If the home had not burned down, I'm pretty sure people have taken pieces of the home.
Probably.
Um,
Probably even took it after it burnt down.
yeah, they probably took pieces of burnt down stuff. I mean, people are still finding bones around the Ed
Crazy.
Gein property or where the Ed Gein property used to be. They're still finding bones of skeletons of humans.
So I wouldn't be surprised if people aren't still on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, oh my God, again time this.
Oh my God. But remember, his tombstone was stolen. Like, people would take pieces of his tombstone, sell it on the internet, pieces of his grave, like the dirt from his grave. They did not want that happening here with the home. They did not want people stealing from his home, stealing pieces of his home because it had already started. Granted, I don't know why they stole pieces of his home because he didn't kill inside his home. He didn't take him to his house, but he still like they took pieces of his home. Maybe it was because he lived there.
Could be.
I don't know. They tore it down.
He's like a superstar to crazy people.
Yeah, to crazy people. So they tore down the house. So when we drive by, you won't actually see a house there. You will actually just see an empty lot, and the city will not sell the lot. I don't think.
I hope not.
Yeah, the city will not sell the lot. It is a completely torn up. It is an empty lot just sitting in the middle of a neighborhood. The weirdest thing.
That sounds about right.
But
we'll find it and we'll have to do a drive and hopefully connection stays.
Pretty good.
We keep connection. But we want to start getting a roll back on doing this, and then, like I said, so we might just be popping up randomly.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys get the notifications. Now during the holidays, I will say, like later this year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we might be busy. We might have to do pre-recorded.
And that's mostly because as front end things get crazy and hectic.
Yes, and then with in-home and stuff like that. Well, we were told with in-home, with the weather the way it gets during the winter here, we might be at the store. I think they shut down in-home for that time because
During
the weather
some storm.
gets bad during some storms because they don't want us out delivering in it.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I mean,
yeah,
that'll be nice to a little weird and whatnot. What?
You want to tell them what happened like 6 miles from us?
What happened 6 miles from us? The tornado?
Yeah, the tornado.
Oh, yeah. Get this. We're all sleeping.
We're dead asleep. We're sleeping. 1 o'clock in the morning.
We hear wind. We hear rain.
We hear nothing.
We don't hear anything. No siren. No nothing was going off at all. And 6 miles away, there was a nader.
It just apparently this tornado just touched down, destroyed a person's home, killed a person, and then popped back up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
This one, I will say, this case is kind of short.
Unless we keep talking.
Because I did not want to go into detail about necessarily what happened with his wife, because it's a little touch and go, like with his wife.
Okay.
Because I will say he didn't survive.
Okay.
Also,
I've been finding Abigail more cases on Instagram that I send her a lot of.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be pretty busy this year.
Yeah.
Proceed.
So we're going to talk about the Pulse shooting. So the Pulse shooting happened in 2016. So this is its 10-year anniversary. We're a little late. It happened in on June 12th. So I was supposed to do it for Pride Month, but we did not have enough episodes. during July. So this tragedy, this was a tragedy, and usually we get straight into the details of the case and who the person that did the shooting was.
What did that person do? What person are you talking about? Are you about for the pulse shooting, or are you talking about the house that's no longer standing?
The house that's no longer standing. It was a serial killer.
Yes, if that's what you're talking about, that's what it is. But we're not going to tell you the serial killer.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you the
Because
serial killer because
that's
I'm going
not-
to do a case on the
because-
serial killer.
I want Abigail to sit there and say, "Fun fact." Had to have done some shit to have a tornado just drop on.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
no.
the guy was literally like granted. So here's a fun little fact about tornadoes. Tornadoes don't really touch down in areas where there's a lot of trees.
Mm-mm.
He lived in a trailer in the middle of a flat field.
So in other words, you don't want to live in an open field.
Do not live in an open field if you live in the
wanna live-
Midwest.
if you want to live anywhere, yes, live next to trees, because what it does is it deters.
It stops the wind. It prevents the wind from getting too high because it's going through stuff. It slows
Exactly.
it down.
Yep.
So I'm glad we have all these trees around us. Bad though, if something does happen, trees do fall.
Yes.
They're not like Arizona though, where they fall because they're like shallow. It's fall because.
Yeah.
So the case though, because it's a mass casualty event and a group of people that were shot, we're not going to talk about who did it. We're not going to go into much of his background. We're not going to really talk about it. I do not want to promote the gentleman who did it. I'll give you his name. I'll give you reasons why he did it, but I'm not going to give you more information on him
because he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I can do that where I don't name him. I will say his reason's a little weird.
So we can call him the
Shooter.
the nameless shooter.
Yeah,
because he doesn't deserve to be recognized.
Yeah, and I will also talk about I will say they did try to go after his wife.
Okay.
But they were never able to prove that his wife had anything to do with it. We'll get more into that.
I think I'm gonna change the title in this. It'll still say pulse shooting, and then the little semicolons, nameless shooter.
Yeah,
because he doesn't deserve a recognition.
So this case, because it's a mass casualty event of a group of people that are often mistreated, we're going to go into a bunch of statistics first. We're going to, instead of talking about him, we're going to talk about some statistics.
Okay.
And
no name.
And talk about some of the things the community has done to remember the victims of pulse shooting.
Okay.
So let's get into some statistics. According to the FBI, while violent crimes are going down, and here's the thing, they've been going down for years. I think when Obama was president, there's been a slow decline in violent crimes. Violent crimes have been going down for a long time. It may seem like there's a lot, but in reality, statistically speaking, there's less happening now than there was before. Hate crimes against the LGBTQIA+, which, for anyone who doesn't know, the LGBTQIA+, it stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, intersex, asexual, and anyone else included.
Yeah.
I will give you a fun little fact. The reason why the L is in front of the G, because it used to be G first before the lesbian, is because during the AIDS epidemic, the main group of people who started going into hospitals and taking care of gay men who had AIDS was the lesbian community.
Oh, wow.
So as a way to honor the lesbians who were literally going into hospitals and helping take care of the gay community, they put the L first.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why it says LGBT. So yeah,
that's a fun fact because I did not know that.
Yeah, so a majority, and because it used to be that the gay came before lesbian, but after the lesbian community decided to
step in and help,
because nurses would be like, there would be an AIDS community, and like they would have like a whole entire section of patients with AIDS, and nurses and doctors would refuse to treat them.
Oh, wow.
They would literally go, no, I don't want to treat you. They would literally go, no, I'll get it. Even though everyone at this point now knew it was being spread by bodily fluids and cuts and blood. Yeah, they knew that was the way, but they still refused to treat them. So a lot of them, as much as I
Shame on
hate,
you.
a lot of them died alone because there were no doctors or nurses who were there to sit with them and take care of them.
And I will say it again. Shame on you.
So the lesbian community stepped in. So that's why lesbians are first.
Nice.
And then you have, of course, bisexual, trans people, queer. Those are they don't identify as really anything, but they know that they are not on the typical gender heteronormative feeling. And then intersex, which, do you know there are more intersex people than redheads, statistically speaking? Fun fact.
Okay.
I learned that from a content creator named Ananaya, who is she does like a little talk show where she determines if people are homosexual, straight, or homophobic, and then she asks them questions about the gay community, and depending on how many answers you get, she determines what you are.
Okay. That's one way of doing that, I guess.
It's actually kind of funny. It's also, you learn a lot of fun statistics. Like, I did not know that intersex, there are more intersex statistically than there are redheads.
Okay.
So it's super common.
Okay.
Yeah. And then of course asexual, and then anyone else. The hate crimes against this community are really high, and that is kind of concerning. Because while violent crimes going down, that's either staying the same or elevating. Now, according to the FBI,
the pizza's vaping.
The pizza's done.
Okay, it's gonna sit there for a minute and let it cool off, and then I'll.
So, according to the FBI, in 2024, there were 1,950 recorded incidents relating to victims' sexual orientation in 2024, and 463 related to a victim's gender identity. Now, these are those that have been reported. That is an important statistic.
What was that? I'm sorry.
So the FBI in 2024 said there were 1,950 recorded incidents relating to a victim's sexual orientation.
Oh, okay.
A violent crime, and 463 related to a victim's gender identity.
Okay.
Now these again are reported statistics.
Stop it! Step off the floor.
Reported statistics. A large group of trans people will not report violent crimes against themselves.
Oh wow.
Because they are too scared of
repercussions.
If they live in areas where they are often mistreated already by people in power, they're not going to come forward. Exactly, because they can't let them be different than themselves. So people don't come forward because they're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of, as much as I hate to say it, it's kind of similar to why women don't come forward with domestic abuse claims. Yeah. Or sexual assault claims when it comes to women, because the fear of not being believed, the people in power, things like that.
Sorry, Will is trying to eat stuff from the floor.
Like normal. And I will say we are doing the numbers for 2024 because 2025 has not been reported yet.
Okay. So they're a bit behind.
Yeah. So usually they do it because what they do is they gather all the things from all the different states. So it takes a little while for the states to get together and give that information. If the states want to give it, states don't have to.
Yeah, true.
Some police precincts just don't include themselves.
They stay out of
That's a little shady, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's just me. So that seems like a lot for a community that only makes up 9% of the population.
Yeah.
LGBTQIA only makes up 9%. And there were 2,000 violent crimes against people.
Because you all don't like people that are different than you.
That statistic is that's a large number of people in that community who are having violent crimes.
Hi, Willow.
So to give you an even better idea, what that means is 106 per 0.4 per thousand rate of victims among the community.
Oh wow.
So out of 1,000 people, 106 of them will suffer a violent crime.
Wow.
When the average statistic is 21.1 per 1,000.
Oh wow.
So that almost quadruples your rate of being victimized of a crime is your sexual orientation or your sexual presentation.
Yeah.
Um, so when you get into the thing, the smaller groups suffer even more. Trans people in particular, especially now, quite a few people are there. There's quite a few more trans women and trans men who are more trans women who are dying than um,
Yeah.
average. So now we're going to talk a little bit about mass casualty events and give you some statistics on mass casualty events. So as of 1966, there have been 512 mass shootings that has resulted in 1,733 fatalities and 4,449 victims of mass shootings. Most mass shootings are likely to happen in places of work or in schools, and most common weapons are used are handguns, then rifles, then shotguns.
Mm.
Now, 54.8% of shooters are white, and 95.4% shooters are men. And the average age for these shooters are 34.5 years old.
Wow.
Now, there are some discrepancies when I was looking for data between two reputable sources. And I do believe this is because of how mass casualties are defined.
Mm-hmm.
Some define it as a situation where more than 3 people were shot, and others define it as when a healthcare system is overrun by the victims. So the FBI defines it as a shooting where the hospital gets overwhelmed by the victims, which is the 512 mass shootings since 1966. I will definitely do one of that one.
Oh, okay.
Because he had a manifesto, and I read that manifesto when it was released, and I have
I didn't
words.
know about that one.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, I don't look at news stuff like that. She's our newscaster.
Yeah.
So this is how she finds her.
Yeah, I read
her
them.
cases. For me, if I'm on Instagram or something, some things will pop up on my feed that I follow.
But I read that man's manifesto, and I will also make sure he remains nameless because he
does not deserve
no
attention.
So the FBI does it by what overwhelms the healthcare system. So most people actually take that mass shootings are 3 or more are shot. You were just in this. I was.
Oh wow! How long ago did that happen? That shooting,
mass shooting in El Paso.
Yeah. How long ago did that take place?
2019.
Oh wow!
He killed 23 people.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Is he the one that came through the back?
No, he came in through the front.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of
with an AR-15.
Oh, jeez. Why do we had this discussion? Why do you need the AR-15? Because you're retarded. Sorry. That wasn't nice.
Because a healthcare system here where we live, a mass casualty event where that 3 or more shot is definitely going to overrun the healthcare system. If we had a hospital here, that would overwhelm our hospital.
Yeah.
But if you go into Wichita and 3 people are shot at the same time, that's not going to overwhelm the healthcare system.
Well, we have more than one hospital.
Exactly. That's not going to overwhelm the healthcare system there. So that's why you'll see a lot of discrepancies. Why the FBI says that there's this amount, but other statistics say this is the amount of mass shootings because of how they're judging what a mass shooting is. To me, a mass shooting is somewhere where 3 or more people are shot. Now, does that mean 3 or 4 more people die? No. Shooters have terrible aim most of the time. I'm just going to be honest.
Like stormtroopers.
Yeah, they're kind of like they're kind of like stormtroopers.
That one up. I had to say that.
So between 2000, so another source I found said between 2000 and 2018, there was a total of 277 mass shooting incidents with 884 killed and 1,546 wounded.
You know, that's so odd that there were 800 and something that were killed, but then over 1,000 that were injured. Like you said, they're bad aim.
They're terrible freaking aim.
But I guess it's better to hear
that they survived.
That they're survivors.
Granted, the trauma that they suffer for the rest of their life. I don't know if another thing happened.
Firm believer that shooters shouldn't be named. Only their victims because the shooters don't deserve attention.
And there is also an idea that,
right
like,
up
when you
when
get,
they started shooting, and you are correct.
and it's kind of like this idea. There are some criminologists who now believe with like mass shootings of schools. You'll often see school mass shootings when they write a manifesto. They cite the shooters of Columbine as their reason. They also cite previous mass shooters as their reason. So there's this push now to not name shooters.
They don't deserve the attention
because
Angela.
it might cause somebody to look up to them.
Yeah.
Um,
So this person is going to remain
Yes.
nameless. Any person that we do from here on out that is a
A
mass
mass-
shooter, you are
yes.
not getting the attention that you want. You're not.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't. Nobody should condone shooting in the first place.
Yes.
And when it comes to guns, you seriously don't just do a background check on the person. You need to do a full-on fledged psychological evaluation when it comes to people.
You also need to you need to do not just like a basic criminal background check. You need to do an in-depth criminal background, because especially if
it shows that they have a violent history of assault, abuse, or anything like that, you don't deserve.
you should
to own a
not.
gun.
Yeah,
You shouldn't own one. So I 100% agree.
I get it. You
We
have
will
a
not
Second
name 'em.
Amendment right to own a gun. We also have a right as people
To feel safe.
to feel safe and to also make sure that others are not dying because somebody who had the wrong intention. Do you know that statistically there is a statistic that says the amount of suicides would drop drastically if we started doing a 3-day waiting period for buying guns? 3-day waiting period would drop the rate of suicides because people just get that idea. They go to a place, they buy a gun, get the gun, then they kill themselves. But if you give a 3-day waiting period, they were selfish pricks.
Yeah, they were.
You give them a 3-day waiting period, it kind of stops them, gives them that mind
That sense of okay.
Okay, give me a second, and then usually in 3 days they're good.
So then we should put that into law. Don't ask the future. Don't ask the president now to put that into law.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So,
didn't say that.
in 2016, when the Pulse shooting took place, there were 20 mass shootings with 83 killed and 131 injured.
Wow.
Out of those 83, so believe it or not, this was not the worst year for shootings. It peaked in 2017, the year after. So the Pulse shooting was considered the worst mass shooting in the United States history.
Okay. Right.
And then immediately the year after, there was another one that they went, this is the worst mass shooting in history.
Okay.
It was almost back to back. And in 2017, there was the mass shooting, the Las Vegas mass shooting at the concert.
Yes, remember that one.
With 138 dead and 591 injured in that year. So some statistics on mass casualties and violence against the LGBT community. So you can just have some clarity when I give this information, why this is, you can have this in the back of your head.
Okay.
So on June 12th in 2016, there were 300 people at a nightclub in Orlando, Florida.
I can remember this one.
It's called Pulse Nightclub, and it was a gay club. It was founded in 2004 by Barbara Poma and Ron Legler, and it was a spot for the LGBTQ community to come and party and relax. It was very much their own, and it was a well-known. Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
And it was theirs. It was their community. Everyone in the community knew. You didn't have to be gay to go to the club, but you knew it was a gay club. Like it was just the place to be if you wanted to find an open community.
IBTs. IBTs. We always went to IBTs.
Oh,
we're not gay.
Yeah.
We always went there. I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
It's so weird when you go to certain places, and I'm not saying that just to say it. I'm throwing that out there because when you go there, okay, yes, you're among LGBTQ community, but you go there and you're a straight person. I felt safe. I didn't feel like weirded
Sexualized.
out. I didn't. Yeah, none of it. And it was, I don't know. It was the first time I had went. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this because I'd never been. So that's just me myself. So they're saying, okay, I don't know. Are we allowed to go here? Because some places might only be that community, but then I don't know. So we went, and it was fun. We I have to say this. We even, I don't know if he was straight or gay or what, comes up to me and best friend. And he goes, I love you too, ladies. It's like, okay, we love you too. He was drunk. And I'm like, all right, dude, we love you. Being nice. We're not gonna be disrespectful. It's like, we love you too. Dude kissed us right on top of our head. And I'm like, we love you too, Dad. Like, what are you doing? But you know what? We didn't feel any different because to me, I can't speak for my best friend, but to me, they're human beings. They are people.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they have different preferences does not mean by any means necessary that any of us on this planet have a right to judge a person for who
they are.
I was raised by my father not to, and this is what he taught me, not to judge somebody until I get to know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So now when we meet, I'm not going to judge you until I get to know who you are. But if you start being disrespectful to me, we're done.
Yeah.
So it just baffles me that hearing even not this whole thing, but some of the statistics, how we could be so afraid. And I'm going to say afraid. Everybody's afraid of different. Everybody's afraid of change. You don't accept it. And I get people that don't want to accept it. That's fine. But don't sit there and be judgmental on someone. What do they say? When you point one finger, three fingers are pointing back at you.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, every single time that you're judging that person from an LGBTQ community,
yeah,
they're human. They are people.
Yeah.
They're, and you will find a lot of loving people.
The community is.
Exactly. They are the nicest people that you ever meet.
Yeah. And it's so awful to see how
I am judging that Thomas guy. I mean, he's late sometimes when we go live.
So actually it was Latin night on June 12th.
Okay.
So most of the victims were actually majority Latino.
Oh, no. Okay.
And
I'll tell you right now, gay people have the best sense of fashion.
Yeah. So it was Latin night and it was a weekly thing. They did it every Saturday.
Nice.
And it had started June 11th that night. Aww.
Oh, that's so nice of them. That's freaking awesome. See, that's what I mean, though. Reading a comment like
and
that,
see,
you
that's the
hear
thing.
things like that. That's awesome.
Gay bars are often a sense of community and like acceptance. It's why when
inclusiveness.
Yeah, it's like
I can never say the other word.
And I think it really became that, especially after as the gay community got bigger and they needed places to come together, it became this place where you could find acceptance. No matter who you were, they'll accept you because they understand what it's like to not be accepted.
And to me, I feel that if they did not have that, I think there would be more casualties. In all honesty, besides the mass shootings, I think there would be more self-inflict.
I mean,
casualties.
The rate of suicide amongst trans children and I think gay and lesbian children are also now experiencing a higher rate of suicide now than they were a couple of years ago.
Whether you accept it or not,
they're going to be who they're going to be, whether you like it or not.
You know, if you are full on Christian, whatever, but what you're doing and how you're targeting people, and you say God wouldn't like this, how do you know that? Number one. Number two, does it not say in the Bible somewhere, do not judge? We are not to judge people.
I agree.
What's that?
It's jealousy and not being afraid because they are free being themselves. And bigots aren't.
Oh, okay.
I agree.
I 100% agree with that. I will agree. Dude, I am myself every freaking day. I don't care what anybody thinks.
So it started the night of June 11th, and then it was going into June 12th in the morning.
I appreciate that comment, Angela, because that's like spot on.
That's spot on.
That's a great comment.
And there was a drag queen performing by the name of Kenya Michaels.
Drag queens are awesome.
Kenya Michaels, a contestant from RuPaul's Drag Race, and she was actually performing right before the shooting began.
Oh, wow.
She did survive.
Oh, good.
There were about 320 people inside the club. It was serving alcohol, and the bar was calling its last calls at 2 a.m.
Hopefully that was a big building.
It was a big building. It was a very big building.
I'm like 300 and something people.
Everyone was having a good time. Now that is when the shooter arrived at the club parking lot. Arrived at the club parking in a car shop nearby, and he walked with a sick MCX gun. This gun's rate of fire is 800 to 900 rounds a minute. Why do you need to buy a gun that shoots 800 to 900 rounds a minute?
To compensate for something?
Well, because if you hunt with that, you're not going to have any meat to hunt with it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're and the only reason you need is you're terrible at aim. I get it if you want to like experience shooting it, like maybe have like shooting rounds with it, like firing
Then
ranges
go to a gun
with
range.
it. But like, cause he's a man.
Because she puts beach chest.
And he also had
a little man.
And he also had a 9mm Glock with a semi-automatic pistol.
Jeez, what is he? No, Rambo was worse. Never mind.
He wore normal clothes, green and blue, white plaid shirt, and a tan Quaker pant. And at 2:02, he walked by Officer Adam Gruler, an ununiformed officer, an off-duty Orlando officer, working extra duty as a security guard at the club. Because, again, Florida, while it might be a little bit more progressive in Orlando...
Yeah, he did accept people, but man, if you watch that last Rambo, whoo, that Gatling gun he had set up, it tore through people and ripped them in half.
But still, Florida is Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. He would not.
He wouldn't do that. He did accept everybody. Unless they were hurting someone.
So he walked right by this security guard, off-duty police officer.
Mm-hmm.
And he entered the building through the southern entrance, and he just began opening fire.
See, right there. I'm surprised clubs don't have it now. To where they don't have metal detectors.
I think this was this was at the time when most mass shootings happened in places of work.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of a mass shooting at a concert, at a club, at a movie theater, those were still new ideas. To us, it's now normalized that, hey, this might happen at a club. It might happen at a concert. It might happen at a movie theater. It might happen at your job. It might happen at a school. It might happen at your park. It might happen, you could just drive outside your house and it might happen. We have this in our heads.
Mm-hmm.
In our heads before this happened. It majority happened in schools, at places of work.
Yep.
In like really populated buildings. It had not happened at a nightclub. Not at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
It had not happened in a movie theater yet, I don't believe. It had not happened at a concert, because again, the concert wouldn't happen the next year.
Yeah.
There were still ideas in our head that these things wouldn't happen at a big event like this.
Yeah.
But for us, now we have that in the back of our head because we've experienced it.
I agree. That is true.
So people were immediately killed. The moment he walked. So he did not have his gun in his thing. So the police officer sees the gun too.
Okay.
Walks in, just starts opening fire with his semi-automatic rifle.
Now, was it just the one cop or was there more than one
ununiformed officer? It was the one officer.
Hopefully he was calling for help.
People were immediately killed and injured, either by being shot directly or ricochets of bullets. Because they were going off the wall and going into people.
Oh, okay.
Gruler took cover as soon as the bullets started firing, the officer.
Okay.
And called for assistance. He told the assessment team that a handgun would be a severe disadvantage versus a semi-automatic rifle.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
When Mateen saw the shooter saw that two people were trying to escape through an emergency exit, he fired at them. He fired at the people, and then the officer fired at him.
Okay.
Because he was distracted. The shooter then retreated inside the club and continued shooting victims as he walked through the club. And he would also fire into already dead bodies to make sure they were dead.
Wow. So a sick, sadistic.
When officers arrived at 2:04, amazing police response time, by the way.
One officer and many brave people.
Yes. Also, can we please talk about the response time of 2 minutes?
Dang.
At 2:00 in the morning? Good response time. See? Not like the Uvalde police. Okay, I'm done.
You hear that? You hear that? Older cases?
Oh no, Uvalde? Uvalde happened like what, 4 years ago? That's the school where they literally stood outside the door for like 5 hours while the shooter was inside with all those kids.
Yep.
So
Hi, Willow.
Gruler shouted, "He's in the patio," and continued firing at him with his handgun. A minute later, 2 officers joined him, and a hostage situation began in one of the bathrooms. In less than 5 minutes, the shooter had fired approximately 200 rounds,
Jeez.
pausing only to reload.
It'd be nice if you had one of the thermal things that you could shoot through a wall.
During the shooting, some people thought that it was fireworks that were going on.
Oh,
They had
wow.
never heard gunshots before, so they thought somebody was just setting off firecrackers.
Angela.
This is Willow.
It's Willow. It's always Willow. She likes to make her appearance, but right now she has her back to the camera because she's getting lovin's, huh? She was sick here not too long, like last week,
Yeah.
and then it passed on to Tataru. So
Other people who knew that it was bullets were texting their loved ones saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of here."
no.
Emran Yusuf, a recently discharged Marine, knew what was happening. He heard the gunshots and he knew what it was. And he was able to get 70 people through an emergency exit door.
Nice. Good for you, dude.
It was described as panic and confusion because of the dark and the loud music that were still playing.
No Willow, but yet, yeah.
So the music was still going.
Oh wow.
And it was still dark inside the club. One person hid herself by hiding in the bathroom and covering herself with dead bodies.
Oh wow.
A bartender took cover behind the glass bar. One patron tried to help those who had been hit. One man said he opened fire in the bathroom and he fired 16 times. When he fired in the bathroom, and he killed 2 and wounded others in that bathroom. According to the hostages, he entered the northwest side, opened fire on the people in that bathroom that were hiding, and the one who had hid under the bodies was injured by 2 bullets that ricocheted after entering the After entering the women's restroom, his gun jammed, and he had to switch to his Glock.
Wow.
Honestly, if his gun had not jammed, he probably would have done a whole lot more damage. So it was a miracle his gun jammed. 2 survivors said the shooter said this, and I quote, "I don't have a problem with black people, and that he wouldn't stop his assault until America stopped bombing his country."
What was his country?
I think it was Iran. Iran or Iraq. We were in the middle of the Iran or Iraq conflict at the time. Other patrons said that he claimed to have explosives stationed around the club.
Yeah.
And they managed to call 911 to tell the police this. Over the next 45 minutes, many officers from Orlando and Orange County were dispatched. The earliest crew to arrive was the first responders. 80 fire and emergency medical service personnel were deployed during the incident. At 2:09, remember, he began shooting at 2:02. At 2:09, the club posted on its Facebook page, "Everyone get out of Pulse and keep running."
Oh wow.
At 2:22, the shooter called 911, and he referred to the Boston Marathon bombers as his homeboys.
Oh wow.
And he said he was inspired by another person, an American that died in a suicide bombing in Syria in 2014. He claimed that he swore allegiance to ISIS. The FBI said that the shooter actually knew the dude who committed the suicide bombing in Syria, and they had actually gone to the same mosque. He made 2 more calls to 911, but there were numerous calls coming out of the club at the time, so it was kind of confusion at the time.
Yeah, they're not going to know.
After the initial rounds of fire between the shooter and Gruler, 6 officers shot out a window and headed to the sound of shooting in the bathroom. At least 2 officers shot at him, but after they stopped, they held position instead of swarming the bathroom because they were told to stop, and they were told to wait for SWAT since they had tactical gear.
Yeah.
After 15 to 20 minutes, SWAT swapped them out because of lack of tactical gear.
Right.
And then they did not storm that bathroom.
Yeah.
They stayed outside the bathroom. And they claimed that they didn't storm the bathroom because Orlando Police Chief John Mina said they went from an active shooter situation to a barricaded gunman that had hostages.
Oh wow.
He claimed
Swapped
that if
out real quick.
Yeah, he claimed that if he kept shooting, he claimed that if the SWAT had kept shooting, they would have went in there and potentially lost civilians. And he said that the last shot was fired at 2:10 to 2:18. So the shooter stopped shooting. The police were able to rescue those on the dance floor, with one officer telling the survivors, "If you're alive, raise your hand."
Wow.
So they could find the survivors and get them out of the club. By 2:35, the police had managed to extract all the injured from the nightclub. Those who remained included the hostages held by the shooter in the bathroom, as well as a dozen people hiding in the dressing room.
Mm.
At 2:45, the shooter called News 13 of Orlando, saying, "I'm the shooter. It's me. I'm the shooter." He said he was carrying it on behalf of ISIS and began speaking in Arabic. The shooting was triggered by a U.S.-led bombing strike in Iraq that killed an ISIS military commander on May 6th. And that's what he claimed. When speaking to a negotiator, he told them he pledged allegiance to the Islamic State and said, "You have to tell America to stop bombing Syria and Iraq. They are killing a lot of innocent people. What am I to do here when my people are getting killed over there?"
Mm-hmm.
He said they are killing many children and too many women. But he also expressed that he was not just mad at America, he was also mad at Russia.
Oh, okay.
He just is a little bit chaotic and all over the place.
Yeah.
Police negotiators spoke with him by telephone between 2:48 and 3:27. He claimed to have had a vehicle with explosives that would take out a whole city block.
Wow.
Parked somewhere. At 3:58, the Orlando Police Department announced the shooting and confirmed multiple injuries on a public sphere. At 4:21, 8 hostages escaped after the police removed an air conditioning unit from an exterior unit.
Wow.
And at 4:29, the shooter told negotiators he planned to strap explosives to his chest, similar to that of the Paris attacks. He then said that 4 hostages had them strapped to different corners of the building, and he would detonate them in 15 minutes. The shooter stopped exchanging talk with first responders, and around 5:02, when they began breaching the wall, and just before the breach, the shooter entered a women's restroom where the hostages were hiding, opened fire again, and killed a man who sacrificed his life to save a woman behind him, and at least one other. At 5:05, police said they had set off a controlled explosion. At 5:07. They had set off a controlled explosion, so he did have explosives.
Oh, wow.
At 5:07, 14 SWAT officers, after using a smoke bomb to breach the wall. So they used a bomb and explosive to breach a wall at 5:00. They also drove a armored vehicle through a wall and threw 2 flashbangs to distract him.
Nice.
And then they shot at him, drew him out to the hallway, and at 5:14 he emerged with the officers in the hallway, and he was shot 8 times and killed.
Oh, wow.
And the shootout that happened afterwards.
Jeez.
The shooting involved 11 officers and 150 bullets.
Woo! Jesus Christ.
He was declared dead at 5:17.
You think?
His autopsy said he was not drunk and he had hit his head once. Don't know when he hit his head, but he had hit his head once at least when he was in the building.
So that still doesn't explain the...
He was shot. Oh no, he was shot 1 time in his head, 3 times in his torso, and 4 times in his legs.
I mean, they hit the...
At 5:53, the Orlando police posted on Twitter the shooter in the club is dead, and 30 hostages were freed. The survivors were searched for guns and explosives, because remember, he said that he had put the hostages in explosives. So they searched all the hostages for any explosives and any weapons. 49 people died in the event, including the shooter, and 58 were injured. 53 were killed by gunfire and 5 by other causes. 58 were injured. 3 by gunfire and 5 by other causes for injury.
Could be like getting trampled or
yeah,
pinned up against things.
Yeah,
to get it for everybody,
or heart attack,
yeah.
something like that. 39 were pronounced dead at the scene. 11 at the local hospital. Of the 39 to die on scene, 20 died on the dance floor, 9 in the club's north bathroom, 4 in the southern bathroom, and 3 on the stage in the front lobby, and 1 in the patio. At least 5 were killed during the hostage situation. 90% of the victims were of a Hispanic background, and half of those were Puerto Rican.
Oh, wow.
4 Dominican and 3 Mexican nationals and an off-duty United States Army Reserve captain at the club who was not in uniform were killed.
Wow.
The attack was the deadliest attack by a single shooter in the U.S. until 2017, the Las Vegas
And if
shooting.
that shooter would have survived, knowing that he killed, who was it? A commander? A corporal? He would have, yeah.
That would have given him great joy.
That would have probably given him great joy, but it
Yeah.
would also given the courts great joy to put his ass away.
Yeah. It is thought to be the largest incident of violence against the LGBTQIA in the U.S., surpassing the 1973 upstairs lounge arson attack. And it is also not considered necessarily a mass casualty event. It is considered a terrorist attack. It is considered the deadliest terrorist attack in the U.S. since September 2011.
Yep.
The dead include, let me sit up straight for this. Stanley, and I apologize if I mispronounced the last name. Stanley Almodovar, the third, who was 23. Amanda Olivier, who was 25. Oscar A. Arsenia Montero,
Yep.
who was 26. Randolfo Alea, who was 33. Alejandro Barrias Martinez, who was 21. Martin Benitez Torres, who was 33. Antonio D. Brown, who was 30. Daryl R. Burt II, who was 29. Jonathan Camoy Vega, who was 24. Angel Candelero Padro, who was 28. Simon Carrillo Fernandez, who was 31. Juan Chavez Martinez, who was 25. Louis D. Conde, who was 39. Corey Connell, who was 21. Kevin Crosby, who was 25. Frankie De Jesus Valqueres, who was 50. Deonka Drayton, who was 32. Mercedes Flores, who was 26. Peter Gonzalez Cruz, who was 22. Juan Guerrero, who was 22. Paul Henry, who was 41. Frank Hernandez, who was 27. Miguel Montero, who was 30. Javier Jorge Reyes, who was 40. Jason Josephat, who was 19. Eddie Justice, who was 30. Anthony Lereno de Sila, who was 25. Christopher Lenonen, who was 32. Brenda Marquez McCool, who was 49. Jean Menendez Perez, who was 35. Akira Monette Murray, who was 18. Kimberly Morris, who was 37. Jean Neves Rodriguez, who was 27. Luis Ocasio Capo, who was 20. Geraldo Ortiz Jimenez, who was 25. Eric Ivan Ortiz Riviera, who was 36. Joel Rayon Panacua, who was 32. Enrique L. Rios Jr., who was 25. Juan Riviera Valquez, 37. Yamare Rodriguez Solivan, who was 24. Christopher Sanfiles, who was 24. Javier Emmanuel Serrero Rosado, who was 35. Gilberto Roman Silva Mendez, who was 25. Edward Sotomayor Jr., who was 34. Shane Tomilson, who was 33. Leroy Valentin Fernandez, who was 25. Louis Vielma, who was 22. Louis Daniel Wilson Leon, who was 37. Gerald Wright, who was 31.
And out of all of those names, there were 2 that weren't even over the age of 20. One was 18 and one was 19.
Yeah.
And you decided to take their life because you felt like it.
Because you wanted to make a point.
You wanted to
make a point that it wasn't even their fault. You have a problem with the United States government, take it up with the United States government.
Yeah, don't take it out on people. Take it up with your government. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Give us a second when it'll come back up because Justin was calling. We forgot to tell him we were doing a live. So sorry about the freeze there for a second.
Yeah, Justin
We'll
called.
probably hear about that later because we didn't answer.
So the results of the autopsy were released in early August. So this shooting happened in June, and the autopsy of the victims were released in August. That's how many bodies there were. The morticians had to take their time doing it.
Is he wanting to know about dinner? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many of the victims were shot multiple times in the front or side and from a short distance. More than a third was shot in the head and had multiple wounds, and almost all of them were shot from 3 feet away.
Wow.
He shot them up close. There were over 200 gunshot wounds. Of the injured, 44 people were taken to the Orlando Regional Hospital and 12 were taken to the Florida Hospital. 9 of the Orlando Regional Medical patients died. And by June 14th, 27 were still hospital, with 6 in critical condition. The Orlando Regional Medical Facility performed 76 surgeries in 35 patients. And the last injured patient was discharged on September 6th.
Wow.
3 Colombians and 2 Canadians and a SWAT officer received a minor injury when a bullet hit his Kevlar vest. So I'm not going to talk about the shooter. He was a terrorist. It was declared a terrorist event, and his wife was actually considered an accomplice because somebody said that he had searched scoped out multiple places to do this shooting, and he decided here, and he took his wife to help pick the place.
Okay.
She was like, I have no idea about this. Now, here's why I want to mention his wife, because this kind of taints the whole entire case. I get you wanted to try somebody for this case because the shooter's dead. Does not mean you do shoddy police work because of it.
Yeah.
So, federal prosecutor said that she knew he was going to do the attack and she had done nothing to stop him. She didn't report him to the police. She didn't try anything. She pled not guilty, and when because they prosecuted her, she was on trial, and she pled not guilty. And during the prosecution revealed that her testimony that she had helped pick target locations was not based on real evidence.
Well, of course.
She had not actually testified.
Oh, wow.
They lied to get a warrant to arrest her.
Oh, wow.
And it was taken out of snippets. They took snippets of her talking. So, like her saying, I did not help him pick places. They literally cut out the part where she's like, I did not. And they put, I did. Yeah, they took snippets of it.
Wow.
Again.
Sons of bitches.
I get it. You're upset that this happened in your city. It doesn't mean you do shoddy police work. You do not. That's not an excuse. I get it. You're upset. A bunch of people died. The shooter is dead. Don't try to prosecute somebody who didn't do nothing. I get it. You want to blame somebody.
Like she's saying, don't do shoddy police work. Do your job.
And they used that whole snippet too to deny her bail. They said, see, look, she did it. She confessed to us that she did it.
Wow. You can cut it if you want. It's in the other drawer.
On March 30th.
Nope. On the other side of the stove.
I don't remember which year. The court declared it a mistrial and acquitted her because of falsified information.
And then the person that falsified it should be held accountable.
Yeah. So I kind of want to mention that because to me, that is a disgrace to the victims.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You wanted people to suffer.
You want to pinpoint.
You want to be like, yeah, she is the reason because we can't make him suffer because he's already dead. He's been shot 8 times. So she had to know because she was his wife. I don't know everything Justin does. I don't know everything that goes on his head. Do you know everything that goes on in John's head?
No, thank God.
Does John know everything that goes on in your head?
No, he'd get lost.
We don't know always what our significant other is going to do.
or think or what. Yeah, we don't know unless
Sometimes, I mean, think about it this way. How many oh god, family annihilators where they kill their family, where the husbands just murder their wife and children. Do you think that the wife knew he was going to go ahead and kill her and her children?
No.
No, because sometimes people just snap.
Mm-hmm. And look at serial killers. They always have a secret life
Mm-hmm.
that they do this, and they keep their personal life and their killing life
Separate.
The guy that we were just talking about, that just had the
Humerman.
trial, Humerman. Look at him. Oh, nothing against his daughter. I do feel sorry for his daughter. Sitting there saying, but he was the perfect father. He was always there for us. We always seen him. We always did things as a family until she found out the truth. So I do feel bad for her.
Mm-hmm.
Wife needs help, but that point there, like you say, you're not going to know what someone's thinking until it happens.
So they acquitted the wife. The wife was let go. The Pulse building, the building was still standing, and it was surrounded by a fence that featured a screen wrap with a local artist's artwork that was a memorial to the victims. And then they announced they would tear down the club and turn it into a memorial site for the Pulse victims.
Nice.
And in 2026 of March, so this year, on the 18th, the building was actually torn down to start building that memorial.
Okay.
And the original Pulse shooting, the Pulse Club, sign that was like "Here's Pulse Club" is being kept.
Oh, good.
The original as a
reminder,
preserved for the use of the future memorial.
Nice.
A rainbow-colored crossing was installed in Orlando to honor the victims of Pulse nightclub. Like they used the original, like.
Excuse me, folks. Feeding the ladies. They have to eat.
Will you do that? Will you do the cheese pizza that's in the freezer? Because I know just you just turn. I'll do it.
So they actually took like the paint and made a rainbow one as a memoriam.
Yeah.
As a way to do as a memorial, because there was no memorial. There was just the screen wrap around the building. And the owners of Pulse nightclub refused to sell it. The city tried to buy it from them, and they said, "No, this is our club. Something terrible happened here. We will build a memorial on our own.
Yep.
We'll take funding to help build the memorial because we don't have any money because we don't have any income coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But this is our building.
Back your nose up.
But this is our building. This was our club that we built. This was our community that we helped make. You're not going to take it from us."
Rightfully so.
A rainbow-colored crosswalk was installed in Orlando to honor the victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting that occurred on June 12th. And it was an online petition that was started to make it, and it was signed by 2,700 citizens.
Nice.
Of Orlando, and to have it painted near the nightclub. So it's not like it's just a random street. It's a street near the nightclub. And it was actually approved by the Florida Department of Transportation, and the project ended up costing $2,900 to do the painting of the crosswalk, with the installation beginning on October 10th, and it was completed by October 11th of 2017. Nice. So they did it. They painted it. But sadly, because of things happening in the political world, the artwork was painted over by the Florida Department of Transportation on August 1st, 2025. Soon afterwards, and they cited that the reason they painted it over was because it was distracting on the road.
Okay, whatever.
So afterwards, people actually go to the crosswalk because they painted over and made it white. People now go to the crosswalk and they take chalk and they color it in as a rainbow.
Nice.
Almost every single day they do that. And every single day they wash it away, and every single day people come in and color it in. And law enforcement will watch them do it. They don't stop them. Which I think UOG.
Yep.
Law enforcement watch and just was like, "Hey, stay out of the street. You could get hurt." That's all they'll do. They cited that the art was distracting on the road. They clean that sidewalk off, that crosswalk off, and people come back and color it in almost every day, because to them that is a memorial to a shooting that happened that targeted their community.
Mm-hmm.
And
Marie,
to have it paved over, to have it approved, the Florida Department of Transportation was like, you know what, this is a good thing to do. And then to pave it over because it's distracting. Why did you not say it was distracting in 2017?
mm-hmm.
Why is it now all of a sudden a distraction? I can tell you why. I think it's people, they consider it now a distraction. But I'm gonna keep that to myself.
I was going to say maybe it's whoever is now the new person over the Department of Transportation.
It's also the freaking governor.
Mm-hmm. We know how I feel about that governor.
You know how I feel about that person. You know the words I got to say about.
He just didn't get his Disney churro balloon. Didn't get his picture with Mickey Mouse.
What I wouldn't do to shove him in the tunnels of Disney, where there are no cameras.
Oh, but there's cameras everywhere.
Oh, buddy, you know the mouse got some.
Probably.
The mouse got a dark side.
Probably. What?
So that's the Pulse shooting. But yeah. So it was considered to be one of the worst shootings in the United States. It is also considered a terrorist attack. Until 2017, where you have the Las Vegas shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And I got thoughts about that I have thoughts on all the shooters. The Las Vegas shooter is one of
who will remain nameless.
Las Vegas shooter, I don't like him. El Paso shooter, who? If I could sit across a room from him, look him dead in the eyes.
He's looking. That's what you do? Because I would just look at you and shoot.
We are live, you know.
I wouldn't shoot you. I'd accidentally use a cat run. Scary.
I read his manifesto when it was released. It was posted on, somebody reposted it on Twitter at the time, and I read it.
You done?
And he was a racist, terrible human being. He did the shooting because he wanted to kill Mexicans. Because they were invading our country. And as someone who's biracial Mexican,
we have Abigail.
no, as someone who I have a little bit of my knowledge of my family history. There didn't used to be a border wall. I think it was my great grandpa, one of the greats, used to just go back and forth between him and here in Mexico. He used to live on the the Tohono O'odham tribe, and he would just hop in between Mexico and here, just drive over, walk over. There was no
needing a passport.
There was no needing a passport. He just existed. That was how it used to be. Then we had 9/11 and a southern border wall needed to be built, and I don't know if I ever told you the fun fact about that border wall. That was hilarious. Did I ever tell you this?
Probably.
When 9/11 happened, they were like, "Oh, we need to build a wall on the southern border to prevent terrorists from coming in."
That doesn't help planes.
So they get this guy who's an architect, and they're like, "Can you build us a southern border wall?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can. It's the desert." So he takes a bunch of old train car boxes and stacks them on top of each other. Now that is terrible, by the way, terrible plan, because animals migrate. So they literally couldn't migrate. So you would actually have a problem with the ecosystem. It's why there's not a wall; it's a fence, because animals have to migrate. But that's another thing. So he builds this giant stacked train car wall. And if you guys live, most of you live in Arizona, or if you do have visited Arizona, you've heard of the monsoon. When the rains come and those flash floods just wipe away everything. They can wipe away houses. They can tear apart whole entire things. And so the first monsoon comes. The first monsoon rain comes. And the train car wall he had made, gone. All of them moved. It's completely destroyed, right? Government called him up. Hey, your wall just crumpled in the rain. And he goes, it's the desert. It doesn't rain in the desert. You didn't do research about where you're building this? And so that's another reason why actually it's fencing, is because water needs to travel, because if it doesn't, it will destroy the wall. So they have to have it as actual like
He's a smart
spaces, because water has to go through. And so do animals, because you could completely destroy a whole entire ecosystem if you do not let animals cross.
Smart man. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
He never played with
Yeah, he never
Legos.
lived in Arizona. So he did not know that. He thought in Arizona there's no rain.
It's like
It's
like Nevada.
No.
There's no
He
rain.
thought it was like, when we said desert, he thought it was like sand dunes, like how we think of like the desert where it doesn't ever rain. It rains in Arizona. In fact, the rains are considered dangerous in Arizona.
Yep. I remember moving there and people are driving 5 miles an hour because it's raining, and you're like, really?
And then you see a flash flood and you're like, oh, I see why you're going like, phew.
Oh no, it was on a regular road and they're just driving slow.
No,
and I'm all
have
like,
you ever seen like how fast, like when it starts raining, how fast people will drive through the washes? Like they'll like speed through those washes, because if you go at the wrong time and a flash flood just comes out of nowhere, it will take your car.
Yep.
Fun fact: if they can prove in Arizona that you drove your car knowing it was flash flooding, you get charged a fine. But if you're like driving and a flash flood comes out of nowhere and takes you away, you don't get charged a fine because you didn't know it was coming. But if they could prove that you just drove through it and then you got washed away,
guarantee you the price.
you get charged a fine because you endangered the life of the people who had to save you.
How dare you?
Yeah,
Selfishness.
I know. But yeah,
She's always happy when we do this.
that's how I cope. I have too many things up here, and I need to cope somehow. I actually had a customer who was like, "You're in such a good mood," and I was like, "It's the only way to get through the day."
You know, I will admit to that because I get told by one of our coaches, he's complimented me twice now, saying it's always good to see a smile. I'm like, only if you knew what was going on upstairs. And I don't say it. Why do you think I play Disney music all the freaking time? It's my only way to get through work.
The only way to get through the day is to be in a happy mood.
Yep. Yes, I love Disney, and no, I don't want to sit there and listen to Disney music every single day.
But sometimes.
But I listen to it every day while I'm at work because I get tired of hearing people gripe and complain all the freaking time about stuff. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm here to do my job and leave.
Dudes start yelling at me because the register wouldn't, like the card swiper wouldn't accept him. And it was just being a pain in the butt. And this other lady comes out after him. She's like, "Why was he so mean to you? You're so nice." And I was like, "Thank you."
You know what?
She's like, "I've seen people handle it terribly. You handled that really well." And I'm like,
this is gonna be a bad pun, a
Thanks.
bad joke. He was complaining that the card reader wouldn't accept him. Like neither would society.
I wanted to tell. I could not tell her what I really wanted to say. Because then she would look at me with really sad eyes. I was gonna say thanks. I had training for my mom.
I had to say that pun because I just like came into my head at that time, and I'm like,
I was like, thanks. Yeah, I
learned.
I learned from my mom how to handle when people treat me like that.
Otherwise, here's Justin. I'm like, okay, you can go yourself.
Yeah, apparently she had seen associates do that before. She had seen other people what they treated them like that. They'll talk like that, and she goes, "You handled that really well." I'm like, training, childhood training.
Yeah. Nope. Mine would have been like somebody treats me like that. I'll be upset and then I'll shut down. Then I might
I
cry because I
honestly
get
didn't
upset.
think it was that bad. I'm gonna be honest. What he was saying and what he was doing, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't view that as like completely bad. I was like, just another old man griping.
Yep.
And she was like, in my head I was like, was that a bad interaction? Was he mad? Like what was that?
What the heck just
No.
happened? I think being in customer service for so long for myself, I've
You
learned
just
I've learned how to deal with people that way. I've had
yeah.
my few interactions that I have had with people. I had, what was it? There was a gentleman from another country with his wife, face covered. Wasn't allowed to talk to her. Or no, she wasn't. She wasn't covered. I wasn't allowed to talk to her because all I asked her, she found everything okay. And he's like, "You don't talk to her," and I'm like, looking at like, "Who in the are you? You know where you are, right?" And he was literally, and I get cultures. I respect cultures.
Yeah, but I've also
But you don't sit there and you don't talk to a woman like that. Like you don't do that. And so he kept going. And so he was getting so mad at me. And I had his clothes and I'd fold the hanger because he wanted to keep the hanger. So I'd fold the shirt down, the hanger down in the shirt, sleeve, fold it over, put it in the back. And he's like, just put it right there. I'll do it myself. I'm like, fine, do it yourself. And I threw it. And everybody, like, people are looking at me like, I'm like, you pushing a button, dude. And then he just kept going. And as he as he kept going, rather than get fired or written out. I don't think anybody heard me but him. And he's walking away and he kept looking at me. I go, what? Welcome to America. And that's all I said. And then I sit there, I'm like, shit, now I'm fired. And that, because in the back of my head, that's what I'm thinking. Because, dude, I get your culture. I respect your culture.
but don't.
But don't do that here. Okay. You are definitely in another country. Be respectful when you're in another country.
Just be like, hey. Or just if you're talking to the wife, maybe just, hey, not even say hey, just he could do the talking. Because I've noticed there's been some like interactions in the past where I've been talking to somebody. It's like Justin doesn't. Justin doesn't like talking to people when we go like places, so he'll have me do all the talking. So like there's like been some interactions where like I've seen like I'll talk to like I'll look at the wife and I'll say something and then the husband answers for her and I'm like, okay, okay.
Yeah. It's so weird. I mean,
it's weird to me, but that's because I do most of the talking in our marriage.
Yeah.
Like I'm the one who's like, hey, yeah, we'll take this. Meanwhile, he just like when we order in Dutch fries, it's so weird. I'm in the passenger seat and I'm like, he'll take this.
Yeah, she's all leaning over because I mean, she knows what we all want. I do it to her too. Because I'll look at her, I was like, what did I get? Because I don't remember what I get. And then we'll go to Dutch Bros to do something. And I'm like,
and I'll be like, she wants a lemonade, extra sweet, kill it on the sour. He'll take a matcha.
Yeah.
With extra sweetener, low like milk. John wants his caramelizer with extra caramelizer with extra caramel drizzle and caramel flavoring. And then I'll take my little Red Bull.
But it's like she knows all that stuff. And then what is it when we go? Because I do this with John when we go out to eat. Like if we just we went to Spangles after we had moved here. Worked a little bit, got us a few paychecks under our belt, right? We go to Spangles, and I got the mushroom burger. Oh my god, let me tell you what. They pile in so many mushrooms, your hands get nasty, which is the best. You don't need a napkin, just lick your fingers. And so
I don't like mushrooms. I would die.
Literally had a mushroom burger, and it was so good. The mushrooms were falling off, and so they were pretty good. But every time John and I will go out to eat, I'll act like I don't know what I want, but I know what I want. But I make him go first because I don't want to order yet.
I think also maybe if he had been just a little bit more respectful, you wouldn't have been
so
as upset,
so snappy, or sarcastic.
Yeah, if he had just been nice. I think it's just a matter of just be nicer. We're not. I'm as a cashier. I'm not gonna judge you unless you're being like really creepy and really weird. Like
I had one of those.
If you're like with somebody who looks much like if you're like a 60-year-old man with a girl who looks like she's just 18, right? And you're getting all lovey-dovey with her in front of me, I'm gonna be judging you. But that's because that's creepy to me.
I've had a creeper.
I mean, love who you love, but like
Keep the age difference by
Yeah,
10 years.
I'm just not a fan of PDA. So when couples are extra PDA, when they're like all kissy and lovey and feely, I get really uncomfortable. So I go, that's just because I'm me.
I don't do PDA in public.
It's not that I'm judging. I just
Like, I'll hold John's arm. That's about it. Kisses, he'll either give me a kiss on the cheek or on the forehead or on the head. And I'm okay with that. Yeah,
I used to think I was a PDA person. I'm not. Justin's like, I try to give you love and affection in public, and you're like, no.
She's a turtle. She goes back into
You know
her
what?
shell. Hermione, Dad's home.
Dad's home.
Who's home?
Who's home?
Go
Go
look.
look.
Go look.
Who's home?
Go see. Somebody's home. Dad's home. Well, don't look at us. Go look out the window.
Look out the bay window. Who's here? Who's here?
Go look. This dog is. Oh, she heard the car.
She heard the car door lock.
She heard it.
Go.
Unlocked, right? If you hear a crash, that's the dog jumping off
The bay window.
the bay window seat.
Hermione's looking for him, and he's on the porch.
Go get him. He's on the porch. He's on the porch. It's unlocked.
All right, it is time for us to go.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
It was nice talking to you all. It was
Nice
nice
seeing
seeing you.
Yes.
We will try to do this again next week.
Come
And
back.
I might actually do a random case that's actually breaking right now. It is the case of the 16 Pharaoh children
Yep. Okay.
found in an Ohio home.
Nice. All right. So come back.
Bye.
Thank you, Thomas and Angela, for being on here. We've missed you. Missed having you, all three of you on here, actually.
Yeah.
We like having conversations and not just looking at each other like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
We need the combos.
Yeah.
So thank you all for joining. Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Look at my finger. The Candace laugh.